This is Brother Carter with Tasteful and Toxic. I also have my lovely wife with me,
Val.
Hey, Val. Be sure and tune in to us every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m.
Don't sleep on us, baby. Get up, get your coffee. Tune in.
We love you. God bless you. We'll see you Wednesday.
Welcome back to another segment of Tasteful and Toxic. I am not your host. You're probably wondering who this is. This is Stephanie, your homegirl, who you see every third Saturday on the LV with Val show. Brother Carter and Val are celebrating a national holiday, that national holiday being Val's birthday. And so they're out today. So you get me and you get Abby. You all know Abby. Abby, say hi.
Hey. Hey, girl.
And in addition to me and Abby, you get two of our amazing guests that I'm going to allow to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Shaundara Jones. I am a mother, a wife, and own a home care agency, Synergy Home Care, Northeast and Southeast Houston.
Woo. She's a boss.
And she is a rich girl.
Money in the world, if I was a wealthy girl.
Miss Brandi Lightfoot, please introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, I'm Brandi Lightfoot, to be exact. A wife, a mother, a gardener, a baker, and a newly entrepreneur, getting my feet wet with really digging into what that looks like.
Yeah.
Also, I do philanthropy. So show me the money, honey.
And when she says gardener, she's not talking about like a scrawny. And nothing to the people who have scrawny little garden. Her family eats from this garden multiple times a week. It is the most pristine garden that I've ever seen. I eat from this garden. Whenever she would bring me food
From the garden.
it would be like she would give it to me for breakfast. This is going to be for lunch. It's gone. Never makes it an hour. Everything is so fresh, beautiful. The produce.
Too?
Nice.
Not yet.
You need to get chickens and all
Okay,
that.
Yeah.
wait, Brandi, tell them a little bit of what you have in your garden. You're so cool.
Okay. So actually, right now, we've taken everything away because it's summer, it's hot, things are not thriving. And so we're getting ready for fall. But for this past summer, we had celery, tomatoes, cilantro, green onions, beets, bell peppers, jalapenos, watermelon.
Okay,
Dope.
salad.
Yeah. Lettuce, squash, and zucchini.
Ooh.
Like food
I need to
scraps.
come over to your house.
And I love to cook,
squash.
girl. Come on.
Oh, wait, Anna, you were on the show with us. Okay, so sorry, I'm not skipping Anna. I'm saving the best for last. I've never done Toxic or Tasteful and Toxic with Anna. So Anna, introduce yourself, but the people already know you, but introduce yourself again.
Okay. Guys, this is Anna. I am a life coach, leadership coach, self-love, gastric bypass coach, and a businesswoman.
Oh.
We love it.
Love it.
We love a multifaceted woman. All the women here today are multifaceted.
She can do it all.
She can do it all. What can't she do? Nothing. So today we're going to be talking about how your relationships influence your friendships. So before we got on air, I had to tell the girlies, let's stop talking about it because this is so good that I really want to share it with you all. So earlier we were talking in another segment on the LV with Val show, and we were talking about how when people get into relationships, sometimes the friendships start to change. Is that a good or a bad thing? Or are you indifferent?
I think it's a bad thing sometimes. I think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm speaking from the perspective of I feel like I've lost quality time with my friends who got married, right? I miss it. And I've had to repurpose myself to go with, my other friends that are more available and stuff like that. And I haven't liked it from that perspective, but I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think change is inevitable, and any new person you bring, a relationship changes your life. If you're used to doing one thing, a relationship is going to change things. It might change your family dynamic. It might change just how you do your own personal time. It might change your friendships. So I think it is inevitable, and kind of what I think brought this conversation was like that one friend that has a new boyfriend every like year or whatever, she got a whole new man, like relationship, down boots, like they're together, they're like basically married. And then every time they get a new boyfriend, you don't hear from them. But when they're single, it's let's go out every night. It's let's go get drinks. It's let's do this. It's let me text you all the time. And then they get that boyfriend and then they're poof, gone. Yeah. So I think there's a healthy balance to it. I think you don't want to neglect your friendships, but I do think it's important for, your truer friendships, if they understand that like you're happy and, you're going to be spending more time with that person, I think you just have to schedule time. And make sure that you're nurturing all the relationships in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, I don't think just because your friend then got married or started another relationship, I don't think that the friendship should be dissipated. It should anything. I mean, of course, there's going to be some changes. You probably can't do your every 7 p.m. girl talk, or every weekend your brunch time, but a weekend out of a month. Even if I even appreciate if I was single and one of my good friends got married, still hanging out with them. It's stuff that I can learn from, because I know my day is gonna come, so I can learn from my now married friend. I remember I believe I was reading something or I seen a video of a girl that her best friend got married and she would go to dinners with them. If they're just calling her best friend a call and say, hey, me and hubby, we going out. You want to join? Yeah, I'll join. I'd love to hear to come, and
talk, they pay for you.
Then,
I feel like better.
To feel better.
Where's the date?
Deal.
Right. So I don't think it should, it should be a negative.
Yeah.
I like that. What do you think, B?
So, for me. No, seriously.
You're married,
Yeah,
right?
I am married. I have been married. OMG, y'all. It's about to be 8 years in December. And that's a big deal. Because just speaking realistically, if you didn't come from it and you don't know what it is, that's something different to navigate. And having friends that understand that not only are you married, but you navigating something you ain't never navigated before, having that understanding in your friendship or keeping those friends around so that you have that outlet. Because sometimes when you marry, you just don't want to be talking to him. You want to talk, you want some girl talk. And so, he's my best friend. He's my this, he's my everything. I'm his this, that, and the third. But there's nothing like good girlfriend talk. And sometimes I find myself going to sit in the closet and baby, we gonna chat it up. Kiki and do all of those things. And he gonna come looking for me. Baby, I'm in here having a conversation. I'll see you in a moment. And so for me, I feel like those relationships are more important because you're married, because you still need that girlfriend component. And there's you can talk to your husband about or relationship, significant other, whoever, about everything or anything, but your girl, your girl.
Absolutely.
Girl.
Right.
So I think that you should continue to nurture those relationships in spite of whatever romantic relationship you're in.
What does
I
that
love
look
that.
like?
And
I want to know what that looks like.
As far as
to nurture the relationship.
As
Like if
a
they're
woman.
married?
You're both married, right? So how does that look for both you guys? Like, how do you make sure you get that time? Is it like, do you upkeep through text? Do you make sure like once a week I do something with all my friends? Or do you just kind of do those checks like every so often? Or do you feel like you have to keep a schedule?
You want to go first?
Well, I don't have a schedule because again, I'm a very busy woman. and again, I do those pop-in check-ins every now and then, I mean, it's like
we set up quarterly FaceTime calls with our group. We're like every other month, we gonna all 6 of us get on FaceTime. And we be on FaceTime way too long.
We got a lot of stuff to cover. You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing to
Yeah,
do.
the kids gotta go to bed.
Those are those good
It's not
FaceTimes.
2 hours late.
Yeah.
But making time to do those things and let your friend know that you're still valuable and important to me,
Yeah.
even though these other components of my life are happening. I feel like if you're not, but I feel like this is with anything, any relationship. If you're not intentional
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that other
And that's what I was
person
gonna
is
say.
not intentional,
Being intentional.
because it's not just you. You cannot hold up a friendship all on your
One
own.
person, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you said something really good. Invite them to come and hang with you.
Mhm.
Let's do a double date. You know, hopefully the guys like each other.
Right.
But I mean, you have to think outside of the box and you have to be intentional about nurturing it, or it will feel stagnant or, you know,
Mhm.
become so distant that that's not even a person you consider your best friend anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also them. Like for me, I'm constantly texting them and everything. And the most recent friend I visited that's married and everything, she doesn't work. So she's at home. So I was able to visit her and we spent the whole day together, and she already has a daughter. And like, I'll do that. You know, I'll keep up. Like, I know I have more free time on my hands because I'm not in a relationship. I don't have children, so I can go see you. I can always make time for you. Oh, versus like some other friends where they're like telling me, oh no, I'm busy this weekend or I'm working this weekend. So I'm like, okay, I understand that. And it's been hard where like I haven't even been able to get on the phone with them, right? But when we see each other in person, we're hanging out 3-4 hours, right? We're talking away. So it's like, I feel like it comes in knowing your friend as well, like knowing what's their type of communication and what's best. Like for one friend, it's easy for me to visit her and catch up. For another friend, it's easy to just pick up the phone. And so I think like it's a good balance in knowing your friend, knowing how to communicate and keep up with that friend for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's also okay to identify that the relationship has changed so abruptly, in your opinion, that you no longer want to nurture the friendship. You want to go your separate way. And maybe you free up
that's okay
space.
too.
That's okay too. And maybe you free up space for God to bring someone into that person's life that is more aligned with the season that they're in. And I also feel like something that came to my mind when Brandi was speaking was that gratitude and grief can coexist. You can grieve that the relationship has changed, but you can also be grateful for the changes and this new season and journey in your friend's life. And insert yourself into that, because when someone gets married or they get in a relationship, that's something new and exciting, but there's going to be hiccups and bumps in the road, like you said, because that's just normal.
Yeah.
And they're going to need their girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also considering how they are taking the transition is not solely about you. It's this thing in psychology, we call it the spotlight effect, where you think that other people are as concerned and obsessed with you and your life and how you feel. But everybody is worried about them. That person is dealing with their own things associated with having a husband now.
Or you have a friendship where y'all was both married. Both of y'all ain't married no more. So not only is it just, oh, I have single friends and I have married friends, now I got a divorced friend. So this is a whole nother situation, because you're learning how to navigate a third life, because there's a difference in being married, being single, and being divorced.
We know about that.
Because you have all of the things that come with that, and don't let a couple of kids be sprinkled into that.
Yeah.
So I have a best friend right now today. I only talk to her on my ride home, because that's an hour. So we got an hour to get it all in.
But if you're doing that every day or even every other day, that's a lot of talking.
And so we have made it a point to be intentional about that.
Right.
I'm sending my text message as I'm logging out. Hey, I'm ready to get in the car.
Give me 10 minutes.
Pick those kids up yet, because if you pick them up, I'll talk to you tomorrow. If you pick them up, let's talk.
Right.
Because now she's a single mama navigating it. She's trying to figure out, where do I even find time to be a friend or have friends, because I got these crumb snatchers on my tail. So like, I think
that was a good one.
and they don't stop snatching the crumbs. And so just being intentional and not being selfish. Because I feel like a lot of times, like you said, the spotlight, a lot of people are thinking about me, what I have going on, when everybody got something going on.
Absolutely.
Right.
Everyone has something going on. So I feel like as adults, because you got to be mature about it.
Absolutely.
Just being intentional about it and not being so concerned about, well, I ain't hear from her today.
Right.
Well, you don't know that she was in the emergency room till 3:00 this morning with the sick baby by herself.
Yeah.
Right.
And so today she just ain't feeling it.
Yeah.
Opposed to thinking, oh, I ain't heard from her, so it must be something.
Yeah.
And that's
Immediately
definitely
going to the
not on-
negative.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think just having a positive mind frame, meeting people where they are, and like accountability, yeah, that's cool. But guess what? We human.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And girl, I talk to you. Let me see. They go every other weekend. This the third weekend. Okay, they're gonna be.
Put it in your calendar.
Now I can talk to
The
you.
calendar.
Or
Yeah.
if I know that every other Thursday, you know, they're gonna be here. So then I navigate and I call. I'll be like, girl, is it your Thursday? Okay. So now we on to something.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have to also be creative in the type of friend that you want and the type of friend that you want to be,
Yeah.
whether it's a romantic relationship or not.
Yeah.
So I think those are all good
Those are-
ideas to have when you're trying to navigate a relationship
Yeah.
with a man, a woman, or whoever.
Right.
Okay, I know the conversation is not necessarily supposed to take this turn, but this just came to my mind.
Do
I'm
whatever
gonna
you want
ask
to do,
the
girl.
ladies,
Rolling with the homie.
what do you do when your partner that you're not with does not like that friend?
Mhm.
I was hoping you would bring that up because
You see, I did a deep side. Let me.
I am currently in that situation.
We
Me,
both talking about
Tea, little tea.
me and my partner's best friend do not get along at all. And when I say best friend, I mean best friend. I mean, like, unbelievably close, where it makes me uncomfortable sometimes, and I've gotten okay with that.
Mhm.
I think I'd be more okay with it if me and that person got along. And like, so what you were saying with like, I've offered things like that before, and it's not really being reciprocated.
I don't know.
So yeah, I want y'all to talk about it. But yes, I agree. I love that you brought. Oh, we're on the same page
We're on the
today,
same
girl.
page, because that happens and you feel like you're in the middle of trying to continue to, nurture this relationship with your friend that you knew before your man, but then you love your man and I ain't leaving my man for you. But it's like, how do you intertwine? Have y'all ever had that happen? What can we talk to the people who are listening right now? Because they're going to be listening on Wednesday at 8 a.m.
No, that's right.
What can you tell them? You got something good to say. Sure.
Yeah.
No, I experienced that.
Mhm. Which
And-
role did you play? Who were you? Were you the friend?
I'm the one in the relationship, and my now husband is saying, I don't know about that.
Oh, no.
And so sometimes when your significant other meets your circle, your people, your friends, they get something from them that you may not necessarily have gotten, or you've overlooked all of this time because y'all been friends for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you and that person, to me, are aligned with one another, y'all have the same views, you have the same understanding. If it's something that they brought to you and you like, oh, I ain't realized that. Sometimes it'll open your eyes to this really ain't who I thought it was. And you change your perspective of who that person is. And you start to see things that you did not see initially.
Mhm.
For me, it ended the relationship. If I see her, I speak. If I see her, there's no bad blood. But I also understand he really had my best interest at heart. And you're not the friend that I thought you were.
Ooh, okay. Dang, that's good.
Right.
Dang, that's so, like, it feels heavy. Okay, what were you going to say?
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything because I have
that's
never
what
been
I
there. But I mean, I can't say something, but I won't be talking to necessarily out of
Experience. Yeah.
Because my husband, he could make friends with
Gregarious.
anybody.
Gregarious. You gonna see?
Yeah, he's so sweet. But I do take heed to your story, to his opinion. If I had a friend that he was probably like, or they didn't get along. I mean, to me, I feel like it would be me, like, of course, taking his feelings into consideration and talking to him, but letting him know too, if I know I have a good relationship to this friend, and this friend, I understand your story, but has good intentions, just like my husband has good intentions, but it's something that he is seeing that, then I will, try to evaluate the situation, try to talk to him and try to figure out what is it you're seeing that I'm not seeing in this person. But I don't feel like if it doesn't, I'm not going to cut off my relationship with this best friend or this friend, if my husband, I mean, we should be able to sit in a room where my husband don't have to be bestie with him. Right. Copacetic. That like,
I think that's good. So my question is, I know you.
Speak from a therapist. I want to hear your advice.
I want to ask you a question.
Oh, okay.
Because y'all like to tell y'all business. I mean, you're so amazing. I adore you. I just 100%.
How can not anybody like me?
Right. Why does?
What's her problem with me? Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
That's what I'm at a loss for as well. We were talking about it behind the scenes.
It sounds like arch enemies, like nemesis, like you all don't like each other.
Or you fighting for the same spot.
I think that's more what it is. I think this person feels like I am replacing them. When the thing is, baby, we're in different roles. Like we're not on the. It's a different role. And if you feel like I'm replacing you, then maybe you were doing too much. That's how I feel. I personally feel like if you're in a friendship with somebody and you feel like them being in a relationship is replacing them as a friend, I do think some people go about it wrong and they completely neglect their friend. I'm not talking about that. But if you feel like your role as a friend is being threatened because your best friend is now in a relationship, then you're doing too much. You're putting too much of your happiness into that friend. Personally, that's my opinion.
So then is it now the responsibility of the partner to check the friend and put the boundary in place?
I think so.
Right.
She said that loud.
Well, very interesting. Thank you so much for Okay, so final thoughts. Because, to what you're saying, I do feel like the common denominator is the person in the middle. And that person needs to make an informed decision on how to
navigate that.
And then how do I intertwine these people moving forward, if at all? Because sometimes, to your point, that person is noticing something that because you've been around them so much, you have not noticed, or maybe you have noticed, but then you kind of write it off. So this is just how they are.
Yeah.
I've been friends with them for, so many years. This is just how they are. But they're like, but even then, why would you suscept yourself to a relationship that a person has these qualities? Or like what you said, where maybe it's like, I'm not going to stop being friends with my friend because my husband doesn't necessarily care for this person. We're going to figure out how to be copacetic in a room, and I'm going to continue to nurture both relationships.
Yeah.
But I keep going back to the fact that it is the person's job who is in the middle of that sandwich to make sure that whatever needs to happen, they take accountability and responsibility to do what's necessary so that the best outcome is attained. So you said you got an example.
Yeah.
And Abby finna cut us off. She said 45. So.
You got 1 minute.
Well, I was in the middle where like I was trying to be the friend of my best friend's new girlfriend, right? And so I kept trying, trying to make conversation, like, hey, how are you? Oh, did you see this? And I would get like the little bit answer, and I'm like, I just feel like she doesn't want to be my friend somehow. And so I talked to my best friend. I'm like, hey, what's up with her? Like, does she not want to talk to me? Does she not want to talk? Like, does she not want to be friends? Like, did I say something that she didn't like me? And she's like, no, she likes you guys well. And I'm like, okay, well, why aren't we communicating better. Why can't she be more of my friend? And I was like telling her, like, at the end of the day, I told my best friend, I'm going to be your best friend no matter what. I'm going to be always here. Like we're at 10 years, right? I'm going to be here. And so I'm trying to be friends with her, but she's not giving me anything. She's not reciprocating. So what can we do? And she told me that she's going to talk to her. And after that talk, she definitely changed her perspective. She definitely changed her attitude towards me.
That's
and I was like, okay, so you are good. So, and now today I can say, like, I can talk to her. I'm like, hey, like her name's Summer. Like, hey, Summer, did you see this? Blah, blah, like everything, you know? And I'm like, so now it's.
But she had to be willing to see how she was coming off for that to be, you know what I'm saying? So that, like, that's good that they had a conversation about that. And that now she really, because I honestly believe that people who come off rude don't mean to come. I know I come off a certain way sometimes. I'm like, oh, I definitely didn't mean to do that. Like, sorry, my RBF got in the way. Or sorry, my tone.
What's
or
the RBF?
resting bitch face. Or, you know, I know sometimes I come across a certain way. So I don't believe people want to, but when it's addressed and then they fix it, I think that's something that redeems it for me. I'm like, okay, you fixed it. You didn't realize you were coming off that way. I was bothered. We're good now.
Yeah. I like that. That's a happy ending. But again, it's that the common denominator needed to step in and make the adjustments instead of putting make it right. Don't put the responsibility on anyone else. This is your friend.
These are your people.
These are your people, and you need to do what is uncomfortable, but necessary. All right. Final thoughts. Let's start with sweet Abby. Who
amazing Abby.
Yeah, amazing Abby. You cannot be a little sweet. You could be a little bit toxic.
I'm very toxic.
Ooh, geez.
I feel like I said enough this show, actually. I don't got anything.
Anna?
I said enough.
Amazing Anna. Would you like to?
I feel like, yes, there's a balance. Let's be more intentional with friendships, especially with those friends that are in relationships already married, because again, you don't have the free time that I still have because I'm single and, you know, I'm having fun and everything. But yeah, intentionality and respect and love for your friends should always be there. Communication. Yeah. Be open.
Yeah.
Miss Brandi.
I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of time. So I'll keep it short. I just think that
you need to come back.
And I will. Invite me. I'll come back.
I got you.
You should. I would just say that relationships are important, like regardless.
Yeah.
And we know that we all need each other. And just making time for what's important to you, be it a romantic relationship or a platonic friendship.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
My final thoughts is like the other lady said, just friendships are important. I feel like friendships are important just as well as your romantic relationships too. It's just navigating them both and communicating and being understanding. And again, strong emphasis on communicating. I feel like good communication smoothes things out and being able to know when and how to address conflicts instead of running from them. So.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I like that.
Okay, my final thought would be get off the cross. We need the wood. If you're sitting around just griping about your friend's relationship status changing and only thinking about how that is going to and has affected you, get off the cross. We need the wood. Be like me. When my friends invite me with their husbands to wherever they're going, eagerly. I'm going, I'm dressed, I'm ready. Because also if you're a single friend and you're looking to like mingle,
hello,
that's the time to do it.
Yeah. Invite me at it to evening stuff, during the day stuff, and I'm available for it all.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you're missing out by not embracing the other person that is now a part of their life. Because you think about it, if that person is a part of your person's life, that means that that person is influential, that they're impactful, and that your person cares about that person.
Yeah.
So you need to embrace that, lean into that, and also get to know them. Don't see it as they're taking my friend from me. No, see it as God is adding someone else to our circle, and this person is making my friend happy. And ultimately, all I want to do is see my girl happy.
Yeah. I think people should be more like you.
Yeah,
And
I
me.
mean,
I think the world would be a
feel
better
like I'm
place.
Great, you know, like
Yeah.
like if you were looking for someone to like be similar to, it's Jesus, not me. Because the white God's still working on me. You want to follow me as I follow Christ. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Tasteful and Toxic. We hope that you gained some insight, clarity, and knowledge. Come back for the next episode. Brother Carter and Sister Val will be here.
Bye.
Bye.